It's Sunday evening and I've got an awful cold. But I put on Twitter yesterday that I would do a video, and I was asking you to vote to see what you wanted me to do the video about. The options were a review of Titan's Return Trigger Happy, a review of Titan's Return Hot Rod, a review of Titan's Return to Inferno, all that I picked up yesterday from Toymaster in Burton-upon-Trent. Or the final option was top 10 Titan Return Deluxes so far. And with 43% of the votes, it was the top 10 Titans Return Deluxes, so that's what I'm going to be doing the video on tonight. Doing a little bit of thinking about it, there's only 13 Titan Returns Deluxes so far, so I thought I might as well do my top 13. Now, just to let you know, I only have 12 of these bots so far. The other one I do have has been sent off to Santa Claus for Christmas off my sister, and that is Breakaway, the version of Getaway. So I have seen him in the packaging, and to be honest with you, he's number 13 on the list. He's a straight repaint of Chrome Down. In my opinion, he's not as good as Chrome Down, even though he looks better in person than on the photos that I've seen. But he will be at the number 13 spot. So let's just get that one out of the way. So let's move on and let's go and see who's number 12 on the list. Remember, these are my opinions. They're not based on anyone else's opinions. Everyone's entitled to their own favourite bots, and that's what makes it great being a Transformers fan, because people find love and passion in different types of robots. So this is my opinions. I will try and stay away from the quality control issues, but I will mention them, but I'm not going to take that into account. It's how the actual toy is itself and how it looks rather than how it's been built. So let's go on and have a look at number 12. We have Titan's Return Hardhead. There's so many sexual innuendos in tonight's characters that have been released in Titan's Return, so I won't even bother with this one. It's a good toy. It really is a good toy. What's good about him? He's got the soul of the G1 toy, and that is amazing. The tank mode just doesn't quite do it for me, and I don't know why. It just doesn't. And the robot mode, his arms are a little bit gorilla-like. I know Tuxedo Mike's released some parts where you can actually make him a little bit taller and it looks more in proportion, which is great. I haven't got those. And I think this is the standard of the figures that have been released. We've been spoilt with Titan's Return. It's got the nostalgia points like this dude here, but also just they're brilliantly built toys, and I know a lot of you would disagree with me, this being second bottom of the list, but Hardhead was number 12. So, number 11 on the list, Scourge the Tracker. He's a good figure again. I think from this point, I knew Hardhead was going to be bottom of the list because he had some faults with his arms and that, I was saying, but this guy, it was just... He has got some quality control issues. I have had to fix his head because he had a wobbly head. I think what's down to this one, I just prefer the Generations version of Scourge. I just like how that one looks. This is not a bad figure at all. I haven't seen the Takara one. Maybe a bit more paint that might have made it a little bit better, but it's a cool figure. It's a cool toy, and in alt mode looks pretty good, pretty cartoon accurate. So, yeah, he was number 11 on the list. I've got all these robots lined up in order, saying which ones are going to be next on the list. I've just swapped round 10 and 9. So this guy was going to be number 9 until like 10 seconds ago, but now he's number 10. So it's Skull Smasher. He's a good thing. He's so good with the nostalgic elements of him. His robot mode looks like he did that with the one that I've got over there from when I was a kid. his alt mode, I mean, this alligator head it's incredibly sculpted. It's brilliant. Why did I just demote him? Probably this tail thing, if I'm honest. It's a bit of nothing. It would have been better if you could plug it on the arm like a shield or something, but yeah, I'll explain the reason why I demoted him in a second when I speak about the other guy. This guy has got terrible quality control issues on his hips. I've had to put about 2-3 nail polish layers on there, and now he holds his shape pretty well. He can stand up, but before that it was awful. His legs were falling off left, right and centre. Also, this rubbery bit on the back is pretty crap. It wouldn't stay shut the first time. I had to get a bit of a hairdryer on it in order to get it into the right shape. But yeah, Skull Smasher, number 10. Hiccups. Whoops. Shouldn't have wolfed me Sunday dinner now, really, should I? Number 10. Chrome Dome. Now, I just promoted him from 10th place simply because I can't fault this guy at all. I cannot fault him. And Skull Smasher I could with that shield tail thingy that doesn't hold in place. So, I mean, he looks very IDW. He doesn't look very G1, but he's got the soul of a G1 character. And I know the Takara version are making him more cartoon accurate, more G1 accurate. But you know what? I do love this figure. Why is it further down the list than why is it near the top? I mean, it smells a little bit of Combiner Wars, and for someone who's bought every retail release of the Combiner Wars out in the UK because I'm a stupid completionist, then I've seen it before. It's nothing new. Where this entire wave of Titans Return are something new. So, but he's a great figure. I actually quite like the clear wheels. So yeah, so Chrome Dome is at number 9. If you're gonna ride Dano, ride in style. Titans Return Hot Rod. This guy's grown on me so much today. Yesterday I was having a chat with I might have been this morning, I can't remember. Graham, Inky Boards, about him, and there isn't something just quite right about him. He's a little bit boxy, his arms are a little bit long. And then it hit me what it was that I didn't like about this toy. It's his guns, they're too big for him. And this little novelty about clicking them together and you can take them apart worked fantastic on some of the figures, especially the jets. This on Hot Rod, they just don't seem to fit him right. They seem to throw him out of proportion a little bit. So I mean, picking up a random blaster that I found in my spares box. Already, he looks better. Some quality control issues on this guy, just to warn you. His hips were pretty loose, not Skull Smasher loose, but nevertheless loose. They're now really tight. One coat of nail varnish sorted that all out. My head would not stay on. It fell out straight out the packaging. I've had to put a tiny piece of plastic down the inside in order to hold it in place. It now clicks in place, which is bizarre. But he's a cool toy, and his alt mode, I mean, I'm not going to transform these guys on camera, but his alt mode is phenomenal. I'll rate him. And I can't remember what number this is. I think it's number 8. Number 8. So, Titans Return Hot Rod is at number 8. You will back away. You feel powerless to resist. Mind wipe. Terrible quote from the Rebirth there. But there you go. I love this figure. I know people say he's probably the weakest of Wave 2. I don't think he is. I think the transformation is amazing. And yes, the bat looks a little bit more like an actual bat rather than a robot bat, but I can live with that. I like him. I think he's great. And how the legs transform into the wings is pretty phenomenal. The Decepticons have been absolutely fantastic. I know Spore Smasher was further down the list, but they are so good. And for those of you who haven't picked up Mind Wipe, then please do, because he's a joy. And if you have him and you haven't played with him, then play with him, because you will love this figure more and more. So Mind Wipe is number 7. I'm meant to merge with that creature. This project was a bad investment. Another terrible quote from the Rebirth, so I do apologise about that. But at number 5 is, I think you would have guessed, Wolfwire, and that's my son crying in the background because he's trying to go to sleep, and he's just weed over his mother. So there you go. Yeah, Wolfwire, one of these figures that I know people weren't really interested in. He's one of the most common Wave 2 ones I've seen about. But he's great. I mean, that big gun he comes with, his sword, yeah, he's brilliant. His transformation has got a little bit that you could see maybe breaking to do with the back. But the head sculpt of the actual wolf is phenomenal. And those red teeth, if I can get this open. Great. Really recommend him. I think you should really pick him up. So yeah, there's Wolfwire at number 6. Blur. When I saw pictures of this guy, I thought, oh, it just looks like a blue mess. But having him in hand, in my opinion, let me just double check. Yeah, just double checking. He's the best of Wave 1. I really want the Takara version because he looks more cartoon accurate, and I probably will use Nightbeat on this body because he would match pretty well. But yeah, Blur, he was a surprise, probably one of the surprises of the entire wave. The Wave 1 that people actually liked him. He's built great. His alt mode's fantastic. And if you don't own him, if you haven't bought him because of the pictures that you've seen, go out and buy him. It's about 12 quid now you can get him for on sale. Because in hand is an amazing robot. Number 4, to Inferno. I had no desire to pick up this guy. And yesterday when I was in Toy Master in Bird Pond Trent, I spotted Breakaway. And then I looked down and I thought, oh, that's a weird looking chrome down. And then it clicked, oh my god, they got Wave 3, which I'd seen nowhere else. Looked straight behind him and this guy was there. Now I'd said that I'd only pick up Hot Rod and Trigger Happy. And I walked to the till with them two and I thought, I'm going to regret not buying the other two. So I went back and picked them up. As I say, Breakaway is going to be a Christmas present. This guy I opened up last night and he is phenomenal. I thought I'd hate him because of the lack of hands, but that just adds to his character. You can click the guns on the shoulders as well, or into these ports at the front so he can hold his weapon. His head sculpt, I don't know if you can see that. It's very Scattershot-esque. The transformation is so cool. His feet change into feet. They twist round and how the head comes together. I can really see this being retooled slightly into a Snapdragon, which would be phenomenal. Those of you who weren't planning on picking up to Inferno, go and get him. He is phenomenal. He's a great figure. And to be honest with you, it took a lot of hard thinking not to push him further up on this list because he is that good. So, at number 4, to Inferno. So, it is a top 3 time. And at number 3, we've got Highbrow and Zort. Don't forget Zort, the guy who my channel and Twitter account are named after. So yeah, here he is. This was the first occurrence of these guns that click together and they work so well on him. His alt mode is amazing. His head is a little bit high. It looks like the clip hasn't been shoved in far enough and he has got a little bit of head wobble, but the head sculpt is fantastic. The transformation on this is fun. Very reminiscent to his G1 self, except for one or two little pieces. He's a good figure. He's not full of nostalgia. He's an amazing figure. He really is. He really is. And he's one of these figures that I actually haven't minded paying for whack for. I paid £20 for him. I paid probably full whack for most of these actually, but there you go. Number 3, Highbrow. So, number 2, who will it be? It's time to return, Brainstorm. I picked up this guy from TFN. I had no intention to pick him up. He was about 25 quid, I think I paid for him, so he's definitely my most expensive deluxe. He's a retool of Blur, pretty extensive retool, and it just works. I love how it looks, I love how it feels in hand, I love the transformation, I love the head sculpt, I love this thing here. He's a great figure. You can the angles on this guy, you can get him in such dynamic poses and it just looks right. It's a phenomenal toy. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't think there was going to be another release that would be better than this in the Titans Return range. And obviously I was wrong. So should we go and see who's at number 1? So at number 1 in my top Titans Return Deluxes so far is Trigger Happy. Trigger Happy makes my Willy happy. He is phenomenal. I'm going to go far as to say I don't think this is just the best deluxe. I think this is the best Titans Return figure. I think this is probably one of the best figures that has been released. Well, definitely in the Combiner Wars range as well. The detail on that head is just stupid. I mean, look at that. It's so G1. The transformation on this thing is incredible. It's just not how you think it would transform. There's some twists, there's some turns. My legs are a little bit loose, but not over the top loose that need a fix. As soon as I saw him in the box, it was like, Trigger Happy. Just unbelievable toy. Absolutely unbelievable toy. I've had so much fun with him the last day or so. And this is everything that a Transformer should be. It's fun. The transformation is intuitive but not difficult. You can switch it between modes in a minute or so. It's just incredible. And if you see this guy for £20, buy him. If you see him for £30, buy him, because you will not regret getting this figure. It is absolutely phenomenal. I've got no drawbacks with it. The paint apps on it, I mean, if you can see there, some of the detail on it is almost Takara-like. I can't wait to see what Takara do with this. It'd be very interesting to see how they can improve on it, because this is something special. I'm going to go out there and say I think this is one Graham might keep. Maybe. Who knows? So yeah. Trigger Happy. So I'll pop him down there. I'm going to wipe my nose now to stop the snot dribbling down. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my little rundown of the Titan Returns Deluxes so far. What's your favourite? Which ones are you looking forward to? Which ones are the new releases? Can't you wait for Preceptor? I've heard there's a cup. Leave your comments below. Please like and subscribe if you've liked this video. You can follow me on Twitter @ZortRider. So yeah, thank you. And I hope you have a good rest of your weekend, or whatever's left of it.